If Niccolo Machiavelli woke up in 2026, he would not be frightened by technology. He would be amused by how predictable humanity has become. He would look at a world drowning in artificial intelligence, algorithmic surveillance, dopamine addiction, and public confession culture, and he would smile. Not because he enjoys chaos, but because he understands power. He would instantly see that in a world where everyone is screaming to be seen, the most dangerous man is the one who remains invisible. He would not be an influencer. He would not be a CEO posting vulnerability threads on LinkedIn. He would not argue in comment sections or fight culture wars. He would be the quiet static in the system, the unexplained anomaly. The man who wins every conflict before the first move is even noticed. Most people believe the future belongs to the loudest voices, the biggest platforms, the largest audiences. They are wrong. In 2026, power does not belong to the signal. It belongs to the void. What you are about to hear is not motivation. It is not productivity advice. It is not self-help. It is a survival doctrine for a future that is increasingly hostile to human autonomy. We are entering an era where your thoughts are predicted before you think them. Your desires are manufactured before you feel them. Your anger is scheduled, packaged, and sold back to you. To survive this world, intelligence is not enough. You must become unreadable. These are 13 psychological rules, not from the Machiavelli of the 1500s, but from the Machiavelli of the digital dark age. Apply them and you become a ghost in the machine, a glitch the algorithm cannot model, the one variable the system cannot control. But understand this now. Once you see the strings, you can never return to being a puppet. Rule 1. Starve the prediction. Machiavelli wrote that men are so simple and so inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims. In 2026, the deceiver is not a ruler. It is the algorithm. It knows what makes you angry. It knows what excites you. It knows what you will buy, defend, desire, and fear. Not because it is intelligent, but because you are predictable. You click the bait. You argue the trend. You react on schedule. You are training the system to control you. Machiavelli's first move would be to poison the data, not by deleting the internet. That is retreat, and Machiavelli never retreats unless it is a trap. He would break patterns. He would engage with things he dislikes and ignore things he loves. He would disrupt habits and refuse consistency. Because when you cannot be profiled, you cannot be targeted. Socially, this becomes lethal. People in 2026 are obsessed with labels. They want to categorize you, define you, predict you, left or right, alpha or beta, successful or struggling. Machiavelli would refuse the box. One day charismatic, the next unreachable, quoting philosophy in the street and using street language in the boardroom. This is not confusion. This is camouflage. When people cannot decode you, they obsess over you. While they burn energy trying to understand your pattern, you move ahead unnoticed. In 2026, consistency is a weakness. It makes you replaceable, predictable, controllable. Be the glitch. Rule 2. Weaponized apathy. We live in an outrage economy. Your anger is currency. Your offense is profit. Every headline is engineered to bypass logic and hijack emotion. Machiavelli would see the weakness immediately. People with no emotional armor. Insult them and they explode. Ignore them and they collapse. He wrote that giving power to others destroys you. Every reaction you give is energy transferred. In 2026, dominance is not winning arguments. It is feeling nothing. When someone provokes you, you do not defend. You do not explain. You do not react. You look at them, hold eye contact slightly too long, then return to your work. No emotion, no engagement. This destroys people psychologically. because they need your reaction to exist. Silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. In a world screaming for attention, the one who says nothing becomes impossible to ignore. Rule 3. The synthetic mirror. Everyone in 2026 believes they are the main character. Social media turned narcissism into infrastructure. People do not want connection. They want an audience. Machiavelli would never impress anyone. He would let others impress themselves. You reflect people back to themselves. The genius gets to perform intelligence. The leader gets to feel powerful. The rebel feels understood. They do not love you. They love who they feel like around you. While they admire their reflection, you study their insecurities. Rule 4. Outsource the damage. In the digital age, fingerprints are permanent. You cannot afford to be seen as the villain. Machiavelli advised rulers to delegate cruelty and keep gratitude. You never hold the knife. You whisper to the one who does. A seed of doubt, a comment framed as concern. Then you step back and let the system do the work. When the collapse happens, you are clean, supportive, untouched. People notice a pattern. Those who cross you suffer consequences. No proof, only fear. The unseen threat is always stronger than the visible one. Rule 5. Become a black box. People overshare in 2026 like confession equals connection. Machiavelli would see this as weakness. Information is leverage. You listen. You observe. You collect. But you reveal nothing. What are you working on? A few things. Who are you seeing? Silence. Mystery creates projection. People assume intelligence, power, danger. In a world of glass houses, the man in the bunker rules. Rule 6. Artificial empathy. True Machiavellians are not cold. They are warm, calm, reassuring. Empathy is not emotion. It is analysis. You mirror feelings without drowning in them. Emotion becomes data. Data becomes leverage. You say the perfect thing, not the honest thing. Rule 7. Weaponized imperfection. Perfection triggers suspicion, so you display a harmless flaw, something small and controllable. It lowers defenses. It invites trust. While they focus on your weakness, they stop watching your hands. Rule 8. Control dopamine. In 2026, time equals dopamine. Immediate replies signal need. You never respond on their schedule. Silence creates anxiety. Your reply creates relief. Relief creates attachment. Your attention becomes a reward. The one who waits holds power. Rule 9. Point to the monster. People unite through fear faster than love. Identify an enemy, real or exaggerated. Fear creates loyalty. Survival overrides morality. Be the shield, they will follow you. Rule 10. Smile before the strike. Never signal intent. Treat enemies well before removal. Security breeds carelessness. When the strike comes, it is sudden and complete. Rule 11. Own the frame. Truth is emotional, not factual. You do not fail, you reprioritize. You are not late, you operate differently. Confidence rewrites memory. Whoever controls the frame controls reality. Final warning. This path is not comfortable. It is not kind. It is not reversible. But in a world designed to predict and control you, unpredictability is freedom. Silence is armor. Invisibility is power. Once you become unreadable, the system loses its grip. And that is when you stop being prey.